Hi everyone, Grant K here for the Smoke Learning channel. In the previous video, we looked at Gmask Motion Blur and how to control what part of the Gmasks it affects. In this video, we automate the animation process by using tracking. We'll look at how to apply object tracking as well as vertices tracking. If you would like to follow along, please click the link in the YouTube description to download the files. Or if you're watching the podcast version of this video, then type the link displayed in your internet browser. So I'll select my shot in the sequence and apply a Connect Effects. In the Connect Effects node bin, drag out a Gmask node and drop it into the connection. Now click the Load Node button to the right of the interface. Navigate to the downloaded files and load the Gmask tracking setup for this node. So to get you started, I have already created a Gmask to mask out our talent. Double-click on the Gmask node to bring up its controls. Press Escape to bring up the Gmask schematic. So as you can see, the rotoscoping consists of two masks. They're not 100% perfect, but they will do the job for this video. Select the result view and press F1 for the front input view. If you scrub the time bar, you will see that the Gmasks have been drawn on the first frame, and they do not animate for the rest of the shot. You could manually animate this, which is probably very painful and time-consuming. Or you could track this. Let's start off with object tracking. Select the axis node for the body geometry. As a reminder, object tracking is normally done through the axis node, whether you're tracking here or in action. Since you are tracking the physical transformations of the entire geometry, you use the tracking tools available in the transformation menu. The stabilizer is set to track position only, but I also want to track rotation. Change the rotation pop-up menu to Rotate On. At the bottom of the stabilizer settings, you will have the Offset pop-up menu. It is important to set it to Adjust Offset in this configuration. If the pop-up is set to Adjust Off, your mask won't line up after tracking it. Let's purposely make this mistake. So with Adjust Off, go into the stabilizer. With axis tracking, you get a 2-point tracker for position, rotation and scale. Click on Tracker 1 and place it on the talent's tie. Click on Tracker 2 and place it on the button of the talent's waistcoat. You can set whatever tracking points you want, and when you're ready to go, just press Analyze. So the track is now complete, and the tracking data is available for the axis node. Click Return to exit the stabilizer. If you scrub the time bar, the Gmask is tracked to the talent, but its overall position has moved on the frame. This is because the center of the Gmask is based on Tracker 1, which was over his tie. The good thing is that all is not lost if you make this mistake. You don't need to undo this operation. Switch Adjust Off to Adjust Offset. Enter into the stabilizer, and the tracking data should still be there with the original settings. You don't need to reanalyze the shot. Just exit the stabilizer, and the new settings will be applied, including the axis offset. Just for your extra knowledge, you can see the axis offset information over here in the interface. The third option, Adjust Axis, is used if you have connected multiple axis nodes into the Gmask branch, and you use the additional axis nodes to do the offset as opposed to the original offset setting. So scrubbing the time bar, you can see how you have tracked the mask to the talent's body. This is a straightforward task because the shape of his body doesn't really change over time. However, the Gmask on his head will need to change over time as he nods his head in the shot. We'll use vertex tracking to change the Gmask shape over time. Select the geometry node in the Gmask schematic. Now click in the front view. Hold Command and drag a box selection over all the vertices. Vertices tracking will only work with whichever vertices are selected. In the geometry menu, you will see another stabilizer button. This stabilizer is solely for vertex tracking. The pop-up menu under the stabilizer button deals with any tangents on the vertices. By default, it is off. This means that the tangents will not change as the vertex points are tracked. If Adjust Tangents is on, then the tangents will adjust themselves as the vertex points attract. I've found in most cases that it doesn't give me the result that I want, so keeping this option set to off is more predictable. Click the Stabilizer button. This time you have a tracker box per selected vertex point. To select trackers, you can either click on them or you can choose them through the pop-up menu. You can also use the up and down arrow keys to scroll through the trackers. Very important to remember is that each tracker is linked directly to their corresponding vertex on the Gmask. This means if you move a tracker box, your Gmask shape will change according to the tracker boxes. So if you need to do any offset tracking, use the Offset Reference option in the Tools menu. You can learn more about the tracking tools in the tracking series available on the Smoke Learning channel. In this case, we are going to go with the default settings again. Press Analyze to start the track. If you scrub the time bar, you can see that the track has locked onto the image. Click Return to exit the stabilizer. When you scrub the time bar, you can see how the tracking data has been applied to each of the vertices. The final topic I'd like to cover in this video is a tool called Trance Keys. For example, the track or animation is okay, but you want to shift a vertex slightly. Using the regular select mode in the Tools menu is not good. This is because every frame is keyframed from the track. So adjusting the vertex will only affect the frame you are changing. This will ultimately ruin the track and animation on the Gmask. However, you can click on the Tools pull-down menu and switch to Trance Keys. When you start clicking and moving vertex points, the adjustments will affect the vertex over all the frames of the shot and still contain the tracking data. This hidden little gem can certainly be a great helper to speed up any Gmask adjustments after animating them. The only point to remember is that Trance Keys only affects vertex positioning. It will not adjust tangent settings that are allocated to a different animation channel. Select the front view and press F4 to see the resulting matte or alpha. In the next upcoming video, we take a look at using Gmasks in context with other tools. Comments, feedback, and suggestions are always welcome and appreciated. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to the Smoke Learning channel for future videos.